Thought I would just do a little update. Today's April 8th and got some issues in the garden. So here's my Jamaican hot chocolate, and clearly it is very sunburnt. I don't know if you can really see that, it's really bright out. Very sunburnt. I tried hardening them off, but obviously I didn't do it quite so good, and it was, the day I put them out, it ended up being way sunnier than I was expecting. So basically, here's the habanero, same thing, just really sunburnt. So basically what I've done is I've noticed that on the tops of all of the plants, they have really nice green new growth. So obviously it hasn't hurt the plants, they're still growing, everything's fine. This one, the purple beauty, just decided it was loving these conditions, so it started putting out tons of flowers and little buds. The eggplant is not liking it out here, it's just too hot, I think. These two weren't so bad. My tomatillo got knocked down and killed. I think the guys that came and fertilized my yard, I think that they were reckless with a hose and killed it. So that's the end of that. But basically what I'm gonna cut off all of the sunburnt leaves and leave these top ones, which I think will be just fine. They'll grow just fine. So that's what I'm gonna do now. With this one, I'm gonna cut off all of the big leaves, because the new leaves that are growing in, once again, they look really nice. So I'm gonna cut off all the big leaves that are sunburnt. And one more thing for this update, but I'll get to that in a minute. With these plants in here, I've also decided to top them all, which is where you just cut off the top. See, it's just, I've cut it there, and there, and there. So basically, with the pepper plants, they grow up a stem, and then the stem splits into a Y, and I've just cut it directly below that intersection on each of the plants. And as you can see on this one, it's gotten really bushy down at the bottom now with the new growth, which is awesome. So those will each shoot up new stems, and hopefully that'll make the plants shorter and wider, which will make them capable of carrying more fruit. If you allow the stem just to grow straight and then split into a Y and then grow straight from there, the plants just can't carry as many fruit, especially with some of the bigger fruit ones like Marconi's and Big Jim. You really have to have a bushy plant to be able to carry more than just a couple fruit. So I think with topping these ones, I'll be able to encourage a wider base and get more fruit. So that's another experiment for this year. And then in this box, there's all the tomatoes still, so just about ready to go out. But that's it for this update. I'll probably just attach this to my next full video instead of posting this as its own video. And oh, there's the avocados. Still no roots, still nothing, just the seeds have split. And from what I've seen, the seed splits and then it starts sending down roots, but that hasn't happened yet. Okay, that's it. So today's April 10th, and so I'm going to be planting these tomatoes now and giving some updates on the other plants. There's two of each type of tomato in here. I'm going to pick the best one of each and just plant that one. Some of these are pretty bare and kind of twiggy, so I'll make sure to pick the best ones. And these haven't been hardened off at all, so they're probably going to get shucked really bad, but I don't care. I'm just going to try it anyway, see what happens. I'll probably plant probably just one of the black cherry tomato, because I've heard those produce really well. So, alright, just in the backyard with my girls, and we're going to get this stuff done, and then I'll give another update. So 4 plants is what I went with. Over there, farthest one is the black cherry. This is the sugary. This is the early girl. This is the Cherokee chocolate. So they don't seem to be wilting or bending over so bad as the peppers did when they first came out in the sun. So I planted them really deep and then gave them a good soak. Not too much though. And then I just put these plain oak cages on them, give them somewhere to grow. I find it's a lot easier to put the cages on now, even though they don't need them, than trying to come in with a big plant and put a cage over it, because don't want to hit any of the roots, because the root system on a tomato plant can spread out quite a bit. Not so much as the peppers don't spread quite as much, but the tomatoes will spread really wide. I should still have room for 3 to 5 more pepper plants that aren't quite ready to come out yet. The ones that I just topped. And actually we'll go check those out because there's some new growth after I've topped them now. It's only been a few days, so we'll check that out. Okay, here's the pepper plants. So this one, cut it off right at the top, and the camera won't focus, but right in the pit in between where the top leaf was, there's now new growth. And all these, this one down at the base of it is really bushed out, so that's awesome. This one has new growth coming in right there. So yeah, I think these are gonna turn out really nice, and maybe in another week I'll put those outside. But let's see, avocados, still nothing. And this eggplant is looking real big. I don't know if, I'm not gonna put it out, I don't think. There's only room in the garden for one. I might do another box though still, so I'm holding on to it. And because I want to do as many of these as I can, so I might do another box just for that. If so, I'll make a movie on that process too. Alright, that's it.